Hi, this is Ross from the British progressive metal band Haken, and you're listening to Shuttle 16 magazine.
Hey,
How's it going?
going well. How are you?
Good. I'm doing fine. Yeah. Just arrived at our venue in Boston, and
Awesome, awesome.
after a nice day off, we're looking forward to kicking it all off again.
Perfect. So, thank you for joining us here at Shutter 16 Magazine today.
Yeah, of course.
Let's talk about the new record, Fauna. Tell us a little bit about how the record came together.
Well, I mean, we'd had a bit of a hiatus for obvious reasons. Um, the pandemic, and we had a bit of a personnel change as well. So we had our original keyboardist back in the finally got him back in the band, and we had this sort of renewed sense of energy and excitement to get writing and recording again. So come what was it? I guess the beginning of 2021, we cracked on with writing this new material and had loads of new ideas and inspiration, and it felt like our most eclectic and collaborative effort yet. And it was just like a really great time putting it all together.
Awesome. Now, I guess there's a little bit of a concept going on with the record. So, tell us a little bit about the animals and the animal kingdom and how that kind of all ties together with the record.
Yeah, I mean it's not a fully fledged concept album. We've kind of exhausted that muscle, I would say, with previous records being relentlessly narrative based concept albums. However, we do still like to tie the songs together and have them all make sense as a body of work. So the animal theme came about initially from discussing ideas about how to represent songs, to having their own identity, and we spoke about totems as being an idea, and that led to spirit animals, and that kind of inspired us to actually delve deeper into lyric writing about different animals and what interested us about the animal kingdom. So that's how it all kind of snowballed. um, they don't really tie into each other, but at least each song is given its own identity, its own strong identity and concept.
Okay. And now, keyboardist Peter Jones is back in the band. So,
Yeah.
what kind of role did his return have in the sound on the new record?
Oh, his role was paramount to a lot of the new kind of sounds that you find on this record, and he brought a lot of ideas from the get go, with his sort of different approach to the way he plays piano and his approach to sound design. So it gave us a fresh lease of life, certainly in the sound design department, and also in the songwriting department.
Now, when you guys were putting the record together, what's kind of the most important thing for the band when you're putting a project out like this?
Um, I mean, I guess the most important thing is that we continue to ensure that all the riffs are really strong, that we have memorable vocal melodies, but ultimately staying honest to what inspires us and what we'd like to listen to. It's always genuine in that sense. Like, we're not trying to write music for our existing fans necessarily. It's if it doesn't sort of make us smile when we're listening back to it, then it probably doesn't end up on the record.
Now, one of my favorite songs on the record is Elephants Never Forget. I don't know, there's something about just the whole vibe of that song that is really fantastic. Can you kind of dive a little bit deeper into that one and how that one kind of came together?
Yeah, I think it was one of the last ones to be written for the record, actually. The majority of it came from Charlie, the original demo at least, and it felt like the missing piece of the puzzle, really, because it this sound kind the style of it kind of harkens back to our earlier works, which were a little bit more proggy and melodic in that sense. Whereas in recent years we've leaned more on the heavier aspect of our sound. So it certainly is. I feel like it's become a fan favorite on the record. I could be wrong. But yeah, we took Charlie's demo and worked on it collaboratively, and we added some ideas and some new vocal melodies to it, and basically formed this monster of a song, which we were playing live for the first time on this tour. And it's coming across really well. Like the fans are actually loving hearing this song performed.
Awesome. And you're in the midst of the tour right now. How's it going so far?
Well, we're 5 shows in. This today is show number 6. It's been a good run so far. We've had some great audiences already. It's just it's thrilling to be back on this side of the pond doing a headline show after so many years. Obviously, we've come over here in support of Symphony X and Devin Townsend recently, but to be back and doing our headline shows again is feels great.
Now you'll be here in my neck of the woods this coming Saturday in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Yeah.
At the Underground. So kind of tell us what we can expect to see and hear when we come out to the show. Hear a lot of the new record.
There's quite a mix in the set list actually. Fans of our older material will have something to look forward to as well. But yeah, we are out in support of Fauna, and some of the new songs are sounding excellent live. You can expect a monster of a show with lots of epic material.
Now, there's a lot going on your records all the time. Are you involved in the kind of production process for the albums?
Yeah, everyone's really equally involved at every stage. Certainly is the case on this last record. The mixing and production side is handed over to Fascination Street Studios in Sweden. The man responsible, Jens Bogren, he's been responsible for many amazing prog metal records in the past, and also on our records, The Mountain and Affinity. We decided to return to Jens and use his expertise again, but it really is a back and forth in that department as well. So we all get to contribute and make sure that we're all happy with the results.
Absolutely. Now, when you're doing, your live shows, because the production is so big on the record, for lack of a better word, how do you kind of emulate that in the live setting? Are there like things that you do differently?
Well, from the guitarist point of view, a lot of their sounds are stored on their pedals, and sort of that comes across really well through the PA. So you can expect like similar sounds that are produced on the record. We've got an amazing crew doing an amazing job on the front of house and lights. I think there's a different kind of energy live though. Like there's more of a risk factor involved. Sometimes it sounds even more emotional live than it can be captured on record. So I never like the live experience to be exactly as it is on record. Fans can expect something a little bit different too.
Very cool. What would you say is the biggest difference between touring here in the United States and back home?
What can I say? It's not too much difference really. We get better weather out here for sure. That's always nice. I just like the audiences out in the States are great as well. But they are worldwide. So yeah, it's just really there's not too much difference, but we do love coming here. It's great to be across the pond and in a different time zone and meeting different culture really. So it's great fun for us.
Awesome. Now, if somebody is unfamiliar with the band and unfamiliar with your music, how would you describe Fauna in just a few words?
Something for everybody. Eclectic, bombastic. I don't know. That's probably the best I could do. It's Metallica meets Genesis.
Okay, that's a good one. That's a good one right there. Now, going back a little bit in time, what would you say is the one thing that kind of drew you into being a musician?
The first time I saw Aerosmith live back in I think it was '99, that concert blew me away, and I knew from that day forth this was the kind of world I wanted to get into. And that's from a personal level, from personal experience there. I think everyone's had their own path. I know like some of the guys have had classical training and whatnot, and have known from a much earlier age But yeah, it definitely inspired by some concerts viewed as a young boy.
Nice,
And
nice. You can't go wrong
yeah,
with Aerosmith, right?
oh, I mean, I'm wearing the shirt now. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
I mean, I'm in Boston. I had to.
Absolutely. What are some of the artists who you think are the biggest influence on you, as a vocalist?
I was hugely inspired by Steve Perry from Journey, um, and even like acts like Tom York from Radiohead and Guy Garvey from Elbow, and many other. I'll repeat the Aerosmith connection as well. I was exposed to a lot of '90s MTV rock back in my formative years, so even artists like John Bon Jovi and Steven Tyler and Axl Rose, include him. Yeah, these big stadium rock artists from the '90s, which were massive influences on where I'm at as a singer.
Cool. Now, I know Fauna has just come out, but are you guys already working on new music and another album or anything in the works?
Our focus at the moment is on the live performances. We've got a lot of festivals coming up,
Okay.
and much more of the world to conquer, with potential Asian tours and Australia and etc. that are being planned as we speak. But yeah, for now, there's been no kind of talk about additional writing just yet.
Okay.
Although I believe some of the guys are working on kind of side projects and whatnot, so you can expect some extracurricular activities in the near future.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us today. We do appreciate it.
Of
And
course.
best of luck with the rest of the tour. We look forward to it.
Yeah, thank you. My pleasure being here. Thank you.